First of all, many thanks for the several questions we received. I will read them in English. Sometimes I might shorten a little bit. I ask for apologize in already. How do I generate the correct motivation in my mind? Can you, in my mind, can you, Rinpoche, suggest steps for this?
Is that all? I think there are many levels. The simple way of correct motivation is all our thought not based on one's own egoism. And this is number one. Number two is that motivation is always something go ahead before you are taking in action, put it in action. So therefore, this action should not be harming or disturbing others. So I think this is a good and right motivation. And then, of course, this is very basic and fundamental. And then, of course, you can pile up so many other motivations. So we cannot count all the motivations right now, but according to one's own practice level, one's own the level of one's own mental dispositions. So that means if you engage simple state of mental, so then it's absolutely correct, absolutely efficient to have this motivation that I mentioned earlier. But then if you're more profound, something with so-called meditation, so-called ritual, so-called this and that other things, that need to be a little bit more precisely done. And all in all, as we always recite, benefit for all sentient beings, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. What does it mean, benefit for the others? It's, I think, maybe it's at the beginning, maybe it's quite all right, but generally speaking, it's not efficient at all. Just think that you are sitting very comfortably, or sitting very comfortably, or even you're lying down in a very comfortable bed, and just talking about our benefits for the others. This is a bit, I don't know whether I can say like too less. It's not efficient. And benefit for others means why, how you are supporting other sentient beings. Only good mind, good motivation, just simple good mind. It wouldn't happen to anything by the others, right? If someone thinking to me, for example, if I'm ill, if I'm sick, this is, oh, I wish that he fully recovered. Only this word wouldn't affect in my health, in my physical position, right? So then one need to put more action. Find out correct doctor or other needful support and other need whatever. So therefore, if I jump up a little bit furthermore, when we're talking about a bodhicitta, we're talking about two kinds of bodhicittas. One is wishing bodhicitta first, and the second is enter bodhicitta or whatever, action bodhicitta, right? Action bodhicitta. The enter bodhicitta is how wonderful if everybody feel free from the sufferings. But the second, this is nice, but this is not good enough. So therefore, we have to, what was that? Action, actual bodhicitta means you put it into action, and you must do something. So this is the main task. Thank you.
Next, we have 3 questions. They are very closely related, so I would summarize them. How do we balance competitiveness together with love and compassion in a workplace where most people see competitiveness as a means to success? So this is about competitiveness. And then, how can I deal with colleagues who focus very much on politics, conflicts, criticizing others, and worsening the relationships between colleagues? And the third one is, again, similar. How can I work in an environment with people who will increase the mental poisons?
I didn't understand anything.
Okay.
Just simplify it.
Okay.
Number 1, please.
So, if there is a lot of competitiveness,
What is competitiveness?
if you are like Konkurrenz,
Okay.
between colleagues very much, and you want to practice love and compassion,
Okay.
how can you do it
Okay.
and still be, still survive?
Okay. Yeah. This very good teaching. Very good reason to learning good practice. Through this situation, you will be challenged. So therefore, you need to prove by yourself. Are you all right with this position or not? Most probably, frequently, it's unfortunate not. So that means you will be challenged. So maybe, I think there are some levels. The main target, main aim will be that you need to change your position. You need to change the position between you and others. And others would like to have happiness, successful, and to achieve more and more high level of ranking or what, more salaries or whatever. So this is their right. This is his right. So he can target that. This is his right. And there's no reason that we be jealous. And so therefore, to make short, we have more understanding about others' position. So then, this is the correct level. the little bit lower level, you will feel quite uncomfortable. And then you must think, you must put a proper question to you, why I feel like that. And then if you put maybe several questions, why you feel like that, the answer will be, the answer comes automatically because of your own ego, because of your own lack of ability, because of your unskillful method to work. So if that's so, of course it's logical. If you have such improper attitude in the office, you cannot expect that much that you will be also reach same ranking there, your colleagues. You cannot get promotion with such only greedy, only selfishness, only without having proper working, I don't know what you should, success or whatever. So therefore, this is according to expectation.
Thank you. I think this answer applies sort of to all three questions already. So the next question is, I have bad temper. What
Temper?
Temper, yes. I would like to request you, Rinpoche, for guidance.
I would like to?
The person would like to have your guidance because of his or her bad temper.
That's, I don't need to guide you at all. We have guidance from the from Buddha's word till one's own others, and such as through their teachings, through the text, we can learn so many things. And mainly Shantideva's chapter number 6. This is the actual, he mentioned everything, what we can do, what we have to do. So this is the guidance. But at the same time, if I may give a very simple idea, temper. I think that's great that you know that you have a temper. You're a tempered person. So now you analyze your character. So now you need to analyze the quality of temperament. Whether it's good to have such a temperament or without having a temperament, which is better for you, for your life, and for your family members, for your neighbors, for your colleagues and friends. If you find something reason, it's really good to have temperament. Maybe it's possible, such as then I can challenge them and I can fight for my position. This is absolutely wrong, absolutely wrong. Maybe it helps now and then, just for the time being, but absolute help from the temperament. We cannot expect absolute help, successfully help from the temperament can only be destroy our mind. Temperament, I mean, for me at least, the word, only the word saying, very restless, not peaceful. The word peaceful is very calm and quiet. The temperament is something restless. This restless is not good for our health, both mental and physical levels. What was that? Oh, I think people cannot hear. Can. All right, okay. So, I lost my temper. I lost my peace. Yeah. So, however, it's always searching the good or bad qualities about certain mental attitude. This is always useful. As long as you're searching, your thorough check, you can find either good reason, good effect, or bad reason, bad effect. Thank you.
Okay, the next question is again about patience.
Sorry.
Patience, Geduld. Can you explain the difference between practicing patience and suppressing anger, Unterdrücken von Ärger? Gibt es
Auf Deutsch. Well, I'm the wrong person to be asked this, because this kind of attitude is mainly coming from the people in the modern society. And I belongs to the other world, in a very ancient livelihood and an ancient society. So therefore, if you ask me about this, so you cannot get a good answer. From my point of view, from our point of view, so-called
suppression. Suppressing.
Suppress is helpful. This is exactly against the modern way of thinking of modern psychologists. And according to modern psychologists and modern people say, well, you need to clear out. You need to express everything, and you shouldn't keep it in. And if you keep, it will become more burden for you. So therefore, you need to speak out. So this I understood for modern science, modern science, modern psychology, way of thinking, way of talking. But we in Asian, we don't need to. We don't need to everything express. And that doesn't mean that we are keeping it and that we are suppressed, but we are paying not attention on that. So this is different. If you don't pay attention, so it will go away slowly. So this is exactly same as Mahamudra teaching, right? During the Mahamudra teaching, in the Mahamudra teaching, we are talking about without paying attention to your concepts. If you don't follow up your concept, the concept will not be disturb you. Concept will become less and less. So then, after some times, concept will be vanished or disappeared. So this is a different approach. So I think my answer will be, you need to test both methods. And it's, of course, very much related with your own society, and very much how you brought up. So this day, I think, just one example. Here in the West, we're talking about very much about, I forgot the name. The children and the teenagers have certain problems. What's the name of that? Poverty, but in English, poverty. So in the West, they talk about poverty so much. I never heard. We don't have even equal, not equal, equivalent word in Tibetan language. And I never heard during my lifetime in Tibet so-called poverty. And because I presume, just my guess, children doesn't or wouldn't have that much, if I say attention, that would be wrong. But they have not much chance to show their poverties. They have to follow according to their parents' show for their ways, or their lives, way of their life. So children have to follow the adults way of approach or whatever. You understand what I mean? So therefore, there's no room for talking about poverty. So because that poverty doesn't exist in our culture. At least I can say in Tibetan culture. I don't know about the other part of Asian countries, but today, even today in modern time in Tibet and in China, I don't know. Maybe there appears as a new experience poverty. Probably not.
There is a question between defilement and concepts. That
Excuse me, maybe, sorry, one sentence I need to add. So that it doesn't mean that our parents neglect their children. It's not at all. The society, the system of society is different. And so therefore, it happened like that, and it wouldn't damage any kind of this result of poverty. And another question is also a big question, very current situation, I think. Children so-called tortured by the teacher, by the parents, by someone, organization or whatever, they will suffer whole life because of their previous experience of torture or something like that. And I don't know whether it's correct or whether it's proper or improper to say. According to my experience, during my childhood, I was one of those who are, if I may say, not so loud, suffered through the beating through my teacher. So many years long. But I wouldn't affect it. I have no trauma. I have no something psychological defect. Maybe I have a psychological problem, but I'm not that sure. Maybe I have, but I don't feel that I have a psychological problem now because of that, because of beaten by my teacher. So this is we need to consider about how you build up and under which childhood, society, and environment, circumstances. Everything is related, and everything is related. And if you certain thing make big out of that, so then it comes also big. If I feel some headache, then I focus on my headache. Oh, I got such a headache. Oh, my headache. Oh, my headache. Then this headache become more and more. Actually, this is my own production. If I think, oh, I have some headache today. Oh, then never mind. It will be removed. It will better in 1 hour or today evening or tomorrow. So never mind. Even not. Oh, it's still there. Never mind. So just ignore it. Then my headache will never become such a big issue. Sometimes I think we make so many things to issue, so then because that it's become also big. Thank you.
So a question about defilements like anger, attachment, and concepts. You said that defilements causes concepts. Or could you explain a little bit about the relationship between defilements like anger, attachment, and concepts?
Anger, hatred, jealous are concepts. The concept can necessarily not be anger, but attachment. Concepts, just like heading. Under the heading of concept, there are so many subdivisions. I don't remember now, but from the Buddhist philosophy, the definition of a concept. There's one I remember, but this is a little bit different. So what I'm thinking is, concept is theoretical, baseless thinking which produced by the human being, or by society, by the people, I don't know, it depends on. So this is a concept. Concept, I gave one example. According to, I remain strict in Tibetan tradition. If you walk, if you go under the stairs, so people will be excited. Excited, I don't know, people will be disappointed. Oh, you cannot go underneath there, under the stair. There's very impure. It's very impure. So because of thinking, because of saying that, as soon as you go through under the stairs, so you will get some discomfort in your physically and mentally, whatever. So then we need to be conduct purifications and so on, so many things. But that's in Tibet society. Now in the West society, some houses you need to concentrate, constantly go under the stairs, because the second floor, first floor, second floor, everything stairs are one of the others. So if you go down, you need to be automatically under the other part of stairs. You cannot avoid unless if you don't go at all downstairs. So then this is different. So in that case, you only be able to stay in one floor. So that's not the point to have such a house, right? So, but those people who are living in the West and going every day so many times under the stairs, nothing has happened. Why? Because of concept. There's nothing bad thought. And then in Tibet, under the hanging the washed clothes for dry, you just hanging, and then you cannot go underneath under this washed cloth. So people say this is impure. this is impure. So this kind of thing. And then it's also something, for example, if you walk, if you step, if you cross over the religious book, of course disrespect. It's impossible. But you can sleep on the temple. Down to the first floor is the temple, and you are sleeping on the second floor. And under your bed is a temple. And is that disrespect? I don't know. If you feel this disrespect, then you couldn't have a second floor, third floor. You only be able to have just one floor house. So all this, everything is concept. So therefore, it depends on you which way you would like to think and which will be more comfortable for your life. According to my opinion, concept make only discomfort, only problem, produce only problem for you. So without having all this, you will be free, totally free from all this funny things. Thank you.
There is a question about loving kindness and compassion and the gross mind and the subtle mind. So you said, or she asked, is loving kindness and compassion is the basis of a training for the gross mind. So love and compassion, is it for the gross mind? Or is it the same for the subtle mind also, love and compassion? Is it the same training?
This is something very interesting and very important question. I don't know the correct answer, but I can only imagine something. Loving kindness and all large number of meditation, large number of mental attitude related mostly with the grosser level of mental attitude. As long as you are involved with your gross level of mind, so you can apply so many training methods. You can meditate according to love and kindness. This is, I think, some sort of entrance. Through this practice, you will be trained. After some times, you will be removed, for example, hatred. Without having hatred, automatically you will increase your love and kindness. At that moment, your nature of mind, please don't misunderstand me. Nature of mind, I'm not talking about the Mahamudra, but the condition, better to say, condition of fine mind, fine state of mind will be totally linked with what was that? Love and kindness. And at that state, at that point, you cannot make there's no separation. Your mind is totally linked with love and kindness. So now, getting deeper and deeper, now you reach subtle mind. In the subtle mind, I think the very strong positive effort of effect, not effort, effect of loving kindness must be there. But the subtle mind itself may not be able to concentrate on the, what was that, love and kindness. Because subtle mind is very subtle, and their attitude or type of loving kindness is too gross. So object and subject need to be suitable. So therefore, some sort of flavor, 100% flavor of the loving kindness in the subtle minds definitely existed, but may not be concentrated on the what was that? Loving kindness. If I explain this way, my mind, my target or my aim is quite deep, goes to deeper level of mental consciousness, which is meditative state. While I'm talking this, I'm already included my own or our own previously experience about love and kindness. The love and kindness became our habit. So therefore, its flavor of love and kindness is very high, very strict, very, very, very tight with your mind. So therefore, this flavor, this attitude will be journey you even in the subtle mind, I think. Why? Why I'm talking about this? I have one reason. We are always talking about meditation. I meditate in both Sutra and Tantra. Never mind which meditation. At the end, our aim is not that what we meditate now. It's very, very important, and this is fruitful. It is fruitful, but it's not only the main task. Main task is through this channel, bring you in the deeper and deeper level. At the end, we will meditate with and in our subtle mind, this meditation. This is the only that we can count. Why? We are supposed to achieve the Buddhahood. Buddhahood will achieve only by the subtle mind, not either gross level of mind or fine level of mental state. Both of this mind cannot reach to the Buddhahood. Buddhahood, up to Buddha, can reach only with subtle mind. Therefore, the actual meditation need to be taking place in the state of subtle mind. So this logic is most important. So if you're keeping this in your mind, so then you can see whatever we did before, it's a training. Without training, we cannot reach. Suddenly, you are in subtle mind and you're in the perfect in your meditation. It cannot. So because that, we need to learn it right now, even with conception, combination with the conception, never mind. We need to do this, learning by doing. So this is what I'm thinking. The last question, please.
There's one question related to Tantra. The question is, if you have received many empowerments of many deities, how can you practice this in daily life? Or how can you do it appropriately?
This is a tantric question, which I shouldn't give answer today. Today's audience is public, so therefore I cannot explain all these things. There are many things to be explained, but it's need to be right audience.
Rinpoche, what is your advice in regards to facing the pandemic situation now?
Unpredictable. We cannot make a judgment. Of course, I'm not a doctor. Even you're a doctor, within doctor, they also have some different ideas or different answers. So therefore, better I keep quiet. But however, we hope for the best. But not only hope, but we also need to do something in order to support, to overcome this disease. We need to orientate hygiene and using masks, washing your hands, and keep social distancing, and the vaccinations. These are most important. And we cannot be thinking only for ourselves, but to the other human beings. If we cannot help them, but we shouldn't harm them. So therefore, I feel very sad. The current number of people having participate demonstration as against for the government's rule, so-called controlling the COVID-19 to reduce. And there many people talking about the government taking away our human freedoms. But it's nothing to do with taking harm the freedom, but it's for our health, support for our health. So this is concentration, health of all sentient beings, all people who are living, those living in the same country, same city, same environment. These people are, unfortunately, I must say, without respect and without responsible. It's very sad. Now is the time to talk about join support for talking for the health. It's not time for talking about our freedom. It's, I mean, for example, if you're driving a car, you have to follow the rules of the traffic rules. You cannot say the rules block my freedom to drive. So if you want to use your freedom in the city, the 100 miles, 100 kilometers in drive in the city, what would happen? What could happen? Whenever we're driving, we need to watch all the traffic signs. We need to follow because of benefit for all our others and yourself, of course. So this is a very sad, and this is careless and without responsible. So it's if we are going this way without taking care and without having responsible, it will not. It will happen not very good in the future, I think. And the global problems, environment problems, everything is coming out careless. And so therefore, in short, man-made problems. We have a responsibility to solve our man-made problems. This is what I think. Any small, short questions?
There is a question about the electric butter lamps and the butter lamps you mentioned. So the person is wondering, the electric lamp, you were talking about that instead of the butter lamp, you could use electric lamp. So the person is wondering if even digital lamps, like maybe on mobile or on a tablet, can have the same purpose.
Yes.
And if there's any difference in, like, if you use real fire or like an image or like electric fire.
Yeah, there will have a difference according to your mental attitude. If you think it's the same, that will be same. If you feel there are big difference, that difference will be also big. It's up to you. That's all. Okay. So thank you so much for your attention, and I'm very happy to see many old friends. And so then all the best. All the best. So thank you so much.